Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one. So today we're going live once again. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. I hope everyone gets a 3-day weekend like I do, which is pretty cool. I have tomorrow off, so just taking it easy. You know what I mean. So yeah. Um, Let me see. We are gonna go live again because I found a couple of clips that I want to share with you guys, and we can revisit the whole female predators thing. And I know that that was a really popular topic last time, and I want to keep bringing this issue up because I feel like it doesn't get discussed enough. You know, like we see it now. Like it's like every other day in the news, there seems to be some teacher that was with her student, or it's just like every day in all these different states all around the United States, in the UK, it's Australia, and it's just this thing that just, I don't know if it's just happening more now, or social media is making them get caught, or the news had decided that this is just really good news, or what. I don't know, but it just seems like every day there's just something new with this. So let me, yeah. So, and as we said before, that a lot of the female predators, they prey on people that they know, right? So it ends up being you know uh teachers and students, or the babysitter and the and the kid she's babysitting, um or even family members. It's crazy, and maybe that's one of the reasons where why it isn't really talked about. But let's check out some statistics here, and this is from the Canadian Children's Civil Rights Councils. But you guys might remember. I got to check this out. So Freddie and Cookie says there's a few videos on this female teacher thing. I'll check that out. Thanks, Freddie. I appreciate that. I'll have to give that a look. So it seems like a lot of the documentaries and articles and everything come from Canada. They're like one of the places that's really seems like they're taking this problem on head on, right? And they have some statistics. This is the Canadian Children's Rights Council, right? And this is the website, guys, where I think it was on my first or second live. I was going down and reading all the cases where they have like a whole list of female predators and their charges. So, and this is in the United States and in Canada. So this is this site. So it says 75% of predators are male, 25% are female. 86% of the victims of female predators are not believed, so the crimes go unreported and don't get prosecuted. And then they're saying that this is from the Oprah Winfrey episode, Lisa Ling, where I showed you guys the female predator who had over 100 victims. She admitted to, who's actually out on the street, which is nuts. It says in a major study, when male and female college students were asked if they had a experience before they reached the age of 15 with a person at least 5 years older than themselves, a staggering 59% of these were with women. A study, university college students asked if they had experience before the age of 15. Of those that had some activity before the 15 years of age with a person more than 5% or older, 59% of the offenders were women. That is absolutely nuts. 59%. And this isn't, I'm not trying to have this be like, oh, um, well, women do it too. So what I'm saying is, boys and girls need to be protected, right? And if the narrative only focuses on just men preying on girls, then we don't really, as a society, if boys aren't protected from women and men, then that's just a grave injustice that's being done. So there's a couple other stories here, guys. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat for you, just in case you want to go to this site here. And look at that. Up to 64,000 women in the UK are child SA people. It's crazy. 64,000 people. And that's a conservative estimate. Ottawa teen prostitution ringleader gets 6.5 years adult sentence. Young woman who was 15 when she was arrested led an operation that trafficked other teen girls. Yikes. That's good. And that's another statistic that I've seen is over half the people that are in trafficking are women. So there's a lot of these madams and stuff, or a lot of the women who lure other women into trafficking are actual women doing this. You know what I mean? So I think that, guys, I like to focus on solutions, but you have to have your head around the whole problem first in order to have the solutions, So look at that. Okay. But anyways, I have a video here, guys. Let me share my screen here. And this is what I wanted to share with you. One moment, please. So this is a video. And this woman, I told you guys that in college, I knew a woman who was actually a friend of mine at the time. And she had met a guy at a party and got pregnant by him. And it turned out that this kid he was 15 and she was 20. And not only did she not get in trouble, but she took the kid and his family to court, and the kid's parents had to pay her child support. That's crazy. So this is kind of that case where this girl met this. She was 19 at the time, and he was 14, and she's been on the RSO ever since. And this is kind of detailing her struggle of being a woman on the RSO list, all because she didn't know this kid was 14. So I want to know if you guys feel bad for this woman, if you think that this is fair, like what do you think? So let's just jump into this. Shark Tamer, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Good to see you. Miley Watts is in the house too.
Which that lives in the sand? Sandwich.
Let me see your hands.
Why do I have to do hands?
Because you get syrup all over them and it makes everything you touch sticky. Go, be free.
And I mean, yeah, she has kids and she's trying to make life work. I don't see a husband anywhere in this. So I can imagine things are pretty hard, But yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about this as it's over. Hold on. Now they're saying over 800,000. I read that as there are. I was like, oh, that doesn't seem like a high amount. I know that it's probably more than that, So
My whole life, even when I was younger, I always wanted to be a mom.
I don't know how old she is now. I forget, but I think this is years and years later.
My daughter I mean, she doesn't know what I did, but she knows that I did something I shouldn't have. When I was a teenager, it was my birthday, and decided to kind of have like a little party together, and we were drinking, dancing, and doing things like that, and then it ended up that um, the underage male and I slept together. He put his arms around me and he was like, well, I just don't want you to think I'm taking advantage of you while you're drunk. And I was like, I don't think that. The next morning, his mom called me and she said,
Oops.
my son hates me. And she said, I just filed against you.
Oops.
I got a call from an investigator and they said they wanted to talk to me and ask me some questions. And I went, and she said if I was honest, I wouldn't get thrown in jail. I was basically told, if we go to trial, you will get 20 to 25 years for this if they find you guilty.
Guys, never, ever talk to the police. Like I said, I'm not anti-police. I'm pro good police and anti-bad police, but this is proof once again, guys, the police are not your friends. And I am not trying to defend this woman in any way. What I'm saying is if one of any of us, if they suspected us, let's just say that you're completely innocent, you're going to get the same treatment that this woman got. Guys, keep your mouth shut and get a lawyer. And don't ever plead to something that you didn't do. Because 80% of cases get pled out. They actually don't have the staff, the budget, or the bandwidth to actually prosecute and trial all cases. So oftentimes they don't want you to actually go to trial because the case is really, really weak. Right? There are people who will plead to things that they didn't do because they make it seem like you're risking going to jail for longer, even though you're innocent. So they fool you into pleading to something that you didn't do. Go if you're innocent, go to trial, guys.
If you take a plea, minimal time, lifetime registry, lifetime probation. I am defined under the registry when you look me up, child molestation. Actually a level 3, which is the worst of the worst.
Dang. So she's on the same list as Morrison and Jeff Stacy and David Schumacher and all of them guys. And who else? She's up there. She's up there with Kennelly and all of them. Man, she's a level 3 offender. Yikes.
Jump on the floor.
This is the last time that I'm going to be able to take you and your brother to the park.
Oh, she lives in Oklahoma. So the South and the Midwest, they're not playing, man. You know, does Oklahoma count as the Midwest? It does, right? Yeah. Any of the central states, man, they are not playing at all. If this was California, maybe she would have an easier time, but she lives in Oklahoma.
I'm sorry.
People stay on these registries and on the internet for decades, maybe for life. You have a whole broad range of crimes that are classified as sexual offenses. So it includes the 19-year-old who's dating the 14-year-old, the person who's urinating in public in the wrong circumstance.
So Candace in the house, what's going on, man? I'm doing well. Shark Team says, even claiming not to know if there's no reason to not have a register. I wonder if that's it. That's what I was gonna say. That's kind of what I want to discuss with you guys. I was gonna say that they're really, really painting her in this. Is for okay. Question one: would this be the same if it was a guy that had slept with a 19-year-old guy and a 14-year-old girl? You could bet your butt that it wouldn't be the same. Oh, you feel bad. Oh, you know what I mean? And then too, like, she did do it though. She did have contact with an underage with a child. So you can argue all the semantics all you want, but or all the details the case. But I look at it. I always look at it from a man's perspective. If this was a guy, they wouldn't have even made this type of documentary or whatever. There'd be nowhere near this much sympathy. So you are correct, Shark Tamer. You are correct.
And the person who violently rapes in a sadistic way. And yet these registries collapse those distinctions and catch all those people.
This new law has forced registered sex offenders to live in these tents.
More than 50 sex offenders live here because they cannot live near where children congregate.
If I go stay with anybody, I'm gonna get arrested. If I go live with my family, I'm gonna get arrested. And if you don't get here on time, you get arrested. I never got in trouble with the law. Never got a ticket.
But
Going out with this girl that was only 15 years old. By the time I was 19, 4 months in jail, 5 years probation, and a lifetime registration.
Here's the thing. Whenever people get very, very frightened, they are willing to dispense with the protections of the Constitution. That's what's going on right now.
Now, hold on, guys. Hold on. Here we go. No, I understand that that was a civil rights attorney. So, yes, she has to be consistent with her view of people's rights in the Constitution. And I try to be the same way. I try to say, look, these are our rights and we deserve them. So, like, we have all of our constitutional rights. And I understand that they say anything before but is BS, right? Or anything before however, I cannot be consistent here when it comes to predators. I just can't. Because if we have to kind of bend the rules a little bit to protect the children, the most vulnerable, the children and the elderly, right, are the most vulnerable, then I just can't agree with her here. Let me know if you guys feel the same way.
With sex offenders, the media has kept everybody in an uproar. The legislature.
Look at that sign. She said. Imagine going to freaking home Office Depot and getting all right, now I need a big orange piece of cardboard or a poster board, right? And I need as many black markers as you can give me. Because we're going to a protest about chomos. We need all the black markers that you can give me. But man, we're out of black. We have purple. I don't need purple. I need black. Oh, man.
The legislatures have jumped on the bandwagon. They never lost a vote for being mean to sex offenders.
It's a race to see who could be harshest, who could be strictest, who could have the most draconian laws.
Did that just say microchips? Look at that. Microchip offenders. Yikes, man. Look, microchipoffenders.com. Look, microchipsexoffenders.com. Man, you know what? I should go there.
Strictest, who could have the most draconian laws about sex offenders.
You can't find a more hot and button issue. The great fear among politicians is being thought of as soft on crime. Sentiment has been to err on the side of safety, even though maybe the net has been cast too wide.
An Elko County woman spending the rest of her life in prison for having a 13-year-old boy touch her breasts.
They were having sex in front of dozens of people in the middle of the afternoon.
They're on the sex offender registry.
Oh, I remember this case. I remember this case. Wait, was it spelled wrong, Freddie? Hold on. Oops, sorry guys. Was it spelled wrong? Oh no, I don't think that I can go back. Hold on. Yeah, I can. Hold on. Was it spelled wrong? I didn't even notice.
That's
I was laughing so hard.
Legislatures have jumped.
Oh yeah. No, oh no, I get it. You said you spelled it wrong.
They were having sex in front of dozens of people in the middle of the afternoon.
Guys,
They're on the sex offender
do
registry.
you remember this case? Anyone? This case right here. These two people were getting it on. This is in a beach. It was in Florida, obviously, right? But they were just getting it in, and then someone called the cops, and they were still just going at it, and then the cops caught them like red-handed. Yikes! So they are on the RSL, man.
Half a dozen students are set to face child pornography charges.
You are now classified as a sex offender. You have been kicked out of college. You're not allowed to use the internet. You're not allowed to live with your dad because he lives too close to a school. Do you think that the punishment fit the crime?
And this is why you shouldn't even, guys. So for those of you who are young, those of you who have kids, those of you who have cousins who are young, who are 16, 17, 18, I have a nephew and he's in high school, and I tell him, if any girl or anyone, your friends sends you pictures on your phone, delete them. Get them off your phone as soon as possible, and stop being friends with that person, because the authorities don't care. They don't care how it got there. All it matters is that it's there. And if you get a picture of a minor who is unclothed or whatever, and you send it to someone else, then you get charged with child porn. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I mean, you just got to stay out of that situation. You have a little nuggets, man. How are you? You know, I don't understand what they thought would happen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Is that my beautiful, precious baby girl?
That turned into a 80-foot zombie. Oh, there's a snake in that poop.
I've worked about 10 different jobs since I've been convicted. But then there was a spot that came open to write the paper, and I went from working at a gas station to, oh wow, I'm writing for a newspaper. Like, I'm doing something. This could really lead somewhere. And then there was a complaint. Somebody found out that I was a sex offender. They just said that we can't.
Maybe you should have changed your name or something. I don't know. I mean, I feel bad, but you know, this happens to all the TCAP dudes and stuff all the time. You know, you guys remember Jeff Stacy? He was trying to be some kung fu instructor, and then someone called the place and was like, he was on TCAP.
Can't have your name out in the public like that. So we're gonna have to let you go.
Evil little McNugget. She went to a party when she was 19 and met a boy who she thought was over the age of 18. He was 14. And they did the do, and then the kid's mom called the cops, right? The cops brought her in and gave her the whole, you know, that if you're just honest with us, we can help you. And then they were like, well, you know that if you go to trial, you can get 20 years. So you might as well plead guilty. So she pled guilty, just like a lot of the knuckleheads on TCAP do. And now she did her times, whatever time, and she's been on the RSO ever since. So
I have the skills and the personality for it. It's just that one thing stops me from moving up over and over. This stops me from being the best mom I can be.
just listen to the music that they're playing. This whole like tragedy. Oh, you guys need to feel bad for her. Oh, you know, she still say what you want, but she still did it. You know, so
20 years down the road when my kids are grown and I want to buy an RV and just go travel the world, I can't do that because I have to be available for probation and I have to be available to take polygraphs. And if I go to a new state, I have to register with that state. I want to show my kids something different than Oklahoma. I tell my children all the time, there's a big world out there. Let them know that when it's time to pick a college, honey, go see the world. Go do so much more than I did.
just imagine if that was a. That's what, have y'all seen 14-year-olds? They look like babies. Just imagine, guys, if this was a man that had relations with a 14-year-old. Imagine like them trying to build this narrative around a guy. It would never happen, ever.
I think that you judge a society by how it treats the least among you. And I think at this point in our society, you know, sex offenders are considered to be the least among us.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. That I understand that statement, but the least among you is people that are the least among you because they didn't have a choice, right? So let's just say that you're a veteran, you go to war, you come back, you have PTSD, you have mental issues, you have alcohol. You didn't choose that, and you're out homeless on the street or whatever. Like that's not something that you chose to do, right? Like that's something that happened to you. You didn't happen to that. Everyone, let me know if you agree. I don't consider people that are like this, that did the crime in the same way as the actual people that I would say, you know, the elderly in rest homes, you know, people that are really, really sick that might have cancer, kids that are sick, you know, they didn't choose for that to happen, you know. So, and yes, evil McNuggets, I have seen, yeah, where a lot of people did have sympathy for Richard Briel, right? First of all, I can't have a lot of sympathy for a guy named Richard anyways. Like I always thought his name was Richard until about like 3 months ago, but his name is Richard. What kind of name is that, you know? So
if you're willing to carve, you know, kind of a hole in the Constitution for them, you know, you can do it for anybody.
It is as if we've taken this entire category and said, these are not human beings. We don't care about them.
They aren't. How about that?
Put all of them on the registry with the same restrictions. And that doesn't make sense even as a public safety issue. It doesn't make sense as public policy. And it certainly doesn't make any sense in terms of justice.
Anyone that would doubt this, I always ask, you should ask them this: what if that was your son that she did that to, right? What if it was your 14-year-old who you found out was drunk at a party and, you know, getting on with a grown woman? woman. Absolutely insane. Yeah, yep. Evil economics, man. You are correct. You are correct. That is absolutely true. And I don't care what sad music or whatever that they have. You are not gonna sway me at all. So here, I'm gonna drop the link here for anyone who wants to jump on, because there's another video about trying to get off the RSO, and it's a young guy. So anyone who wants to join, let's I saw that same one, Freddie Cook. I saw the same one. All right, let's go to this one here. And anyone who wants to call in and join the conversation, feel free to call in. I mean, hit the link. But let's just check this out now.
The young man you're
probably
about
need to. Now, guys, I will need to stop this a lot so we don't get yeeted off of YouTube. We don't have the Florida police come and get us. So because this is an ABC News thing here, but let's just get into this. Is called 19-year-old fights to be taken off the RSO, and it's a 19-year-old guy. So this should be pretty interesting.
Was slated to spend the next 25 years on the sex offender registry.
Oh, so he was only supposed to be on there for 25 years. Guys, what state do you think he lives in? Because you know that the southern states and the middle America, they would do a lifetime. So think about it, guys. If he only had 25 years, what state do you think he's in? Do you think it's like California, Washington State, Oregon, New York? Let me know.
Why? He had sex with a 14-year-old girl who later admitted she lied about her age. But then his cautionary tale went viral. He now may have hope for a new lease on life.
Yeah, right.
Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chang.
Shark Tamer says the East Coast. Where do you think? That could be anywhere from Maine to DC. What do you think?
He's probably waiting in there.
It's just before 6 a.m. outside County Jail in St. Joseph, Michigan. Les and Amanda Anderson are here to pick up their 19-year-old son.
Well, at least his parents stood by him, right?
Zach.
They're working on him. They said they're getting him now.
It's been 2.5 months since they've seen him.
2.5 months in jail. Yeah, and then he only did 2.5 months. So yeah, I think this is probably like New York or something, or California, because he would get a lot more than that if it was Alabama or Georgia.
Finally, the hug they've been waiting for.
You right? Yeah.
He was arrested last winter after having sex with a girl he met on the dating app Hot or Not.
What? There's a dating app called Hot or Not? Did I miss this? Does anyone know what that is? I've never even heard of this before. How long ago was this? 7 years ago this case was. Oh, so I guess there's an update, guys, that he actually got off the RSO. Interesting. Okay, well, let's check this out here.
The girl told him she was 17, but she wasn't. She was just 14 years old.
If you'd known that she was 14, would you have had sex with her?
I wouldn't even have gone to her house. Like, I literally wouldn't have gone to her house at all.
She
Yikes.
has since admitted to lying about her.
Hey, at least the girl was actually there and it wasn't Chris Hansen. I shouldn't say that, but that's wrong. They said Michigan. No, but what I'm saying is, anyways.
Age, but that didn't keep Zach from going to jail.
There's no criminal in our son, and the mother and the girl herself.
That's what parents always say.
Said, please don't call us a victim. My daughter's not a victim. She was willing and participated in everything that happened. She wanted it to happen.
Even though he's out, he's far from free. Today is his first day as a convicted sex offender. For the next 5.
Anyone who wants to hop on, just click the link, man.
Years he will live by restrictive rules. He can't own a smartphone or use the internet and has a nightly curfew of 8 p.m.
Yikes.
And he'll be listed on the sex offender registry for the next 25 years.
See, Michigan, I mean, wow. I mean, that's really, really lax. I mean, the no smartphone thing, the no internet thing, I understand, but 5 years probation and then 25 years on the RSO, that's not really that bad. I mean, that's Michigan for you. That's very interesting. I thought that would just be somewhere like California, you know?
The punishment he and his parents say doesn't fit the crime.
Luna's in the
For a
house.
reduced sentence.
I think it's ridiculous. I know that I'm not a sex offender.
Zach graduated high school just last year.
But he is.
Yeah, the thing is he did do the crime. He did do it. And that's just the thing, like, why I go back and forth, is he did break the law. The law is there. And it's all about precedent too, because what they can try and do is someone who did it on purpose can try and set it up to where I'm just like that Zach guy on the news. You know what I'm saying?
And it happens.
You know what I mean? And it's like, no, I look, I told the story of when I first moved from Seattle to San Antonio, Texas, right? And I realized that going to the bar, they don't card anyone there. So they let any girls in that just, dress provocatively. They just let them in the bar or in the club or whatever. So you would be like, there are girls come to talk to you and you're like, you look a little bit young, and you just kind of walk away. But then there's guys who would just be like, hey, how are you? You know what? That's your own fault. That is your own fault.
He turned to his smartphone to find a date.
I had asked her when we were messaging, I said, like, how old are you? And then she had told me 17, because, like, I just got out of high school, so, like, 2 years difference. I didn't think that was a big deal or anything.
Yeah, well, see, then you're a real knucklehead, you idiot.
Okay, so, like, I'm 20. I'm not much older than he was at the time of this. I wouldn't even look in the direction of a 17-year-old. I don't want anybody who's in high school. So, like, for him to even go after a 17-year-old, I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, look, this guy did it to himself. Honestly, he just did. And like, I understand that the parents were like, well, our 14-year-old cheated, but she can't consent. She's 14 years old. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of a bad on her parents' part to be like, our daughter was a willing participant. She cannot legally consent. She doesn't know any better, you know?
That makes me sad.
Yeah, it's really, 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 really sad. So
that they're siding
and
with
this knucklehead got off too. Hot or not? I've never even heard of this.
Neither have I.
10-year-old girl falsely registered on the adult section of the site. They flirted via text and arranged to meet in her hometown of Niles, Michigan, 20 miles across the state.
Wait. Sikander, where is Niles, Michigan? I've never even heard of that. Is that like
wait?
Niles, Michigan?
Doesn't this add to? Wouldn't that make it a federal case since he crossed state borders?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because he crossed state lines to meet a minor. Yeah, it's true.
He got off really light.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Liverpool cat lady, what's going on? You made it. So what time is it where you are? I want to know. She's in Liverpool, guys, in case you didn't know. And she has a cat that looks like my cat, so that's cool.
Line from Zach's home in Indiana.
Yeah.
He picked her up and they drove to a playground where they had sex.
Did you think that anybody
Are you
was lying? Did you think her
Are
mother
you
was
serious?
Not really. Like, I had hugged her, and then
Here's the thing. Luna makes a great point. I have an issue with high school in that there's 18-year-olds and 14-year-olds in the same school. I didn't really realize that when I was in high school, right? It wasn't like a thing, you know? But like when you realize that there's 18-year-olds in the same school, Liverpool cat lady, my cat's name is Maureen Ponderosa. And we call her Mo also. That's awesome. We call our cat the same thing. Oh man. But
They got little
no,
doppelganger cats.
I was so Sikander, I was asking, where is Niles, Michigan? Like where I know where it is on the map, but like, okay, is it in the boondocks? Is it near like a major city? Like I don't really know these particular states. So
Did you hear what they said? They did it on a playground.
what? Oh no. I have been to Indianapolis once for a work, guys. If anyone's ever been there, just don't go there. There's nothing to do in Indianapolis.
It's the state line from
Okay,
Zach's
so
home.
he
Took her back to her house.
Here we
Really,
go.
like, I had hugged her and then took her back to her house.
Unbeknownst to them, the girl's mother called the police that night, worried about her daughter's whereabouts. 2 months later, detectives showed up at Zach's work.
Hey, you know what? Props to the cops because they actually got the guy. You know what I'm saying?
My friend who was working there came to the back. He's like, "There's 2 detectives here, Zach. They want to talk to you." Man, my heart's pounding. It's like crazy.
He was arrested.
See, because he knew he did something wrong. He knew it. Why would your heart be pounding? Why? You know what I mean? Like if I know that I'm in the clear and someone goes, "Oh, these cops are. So what's up, officers? How you doing? What do you want?" But if your heart's beating, he knew she was young. He knew it.
And pled guilty to 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct.
4th degree.
But the 14-year-old girl didn't want Zach charged at all. She even wrote him a letter saying, "I'm
Oh,
sorry
yeah, she's
I
a
didn't tell you my
14-year-old
age.
girl.
I'm dying every day because I've done this to you." At the trial, Zach
She
found
can't even spell
another
dying
unlikely-
correctly. Like if she doesn't have the mental
You noticed
capacity to
that too?
consent.
You noticed that too? Oh man, I try to not be okay, guys. I try to not be like
It's a One Direction diary.
a really bad grammar person, but okay, I've been typing since I was little because my handwriting is so bad. So I can type really, really fast, right? But I type so much that when I have to write stuff, my handwriting is trash and my grammar is horrible. So right when I need to be taken down off of my grammar like soapbox, I have to write notes for like a meeting. I'm like, oh Lord, I can't use them. I used the wrong there. I wrote the wrong there. My handwriting's bad, so it's bad. Hold on. I don't. One. Be so sad. Have a smile. When you read this, haha. I just want to say how sorry I am that all this stupid crap has happened to you and me. I'm sorry I didn't tell you my age. I really don't want you to hate me. I mean, you're a cool guy with awesome style and nice hair, haha. But it kills but it kills me every day knowing that you are going through hell and I'm not. And I'm not. Period. I want to be in trouble and not you. I never wanted this to happen ever. I have done this to you and I can't handle it. I'm just saying that in the end, I can't read the rest.
"I'm sorry I didn't tell you my age. I'm dying every day because I've done this to you." At the trial,
He
Zach
knew.
found another unlikely ally, the girl's mother, telling the judge, "I don't want him to be a sex offender because he really is not."
Okay. I'm the mother. We're here to support Zach because we feel that with this situation that we have at our home with her having epilepsy and our other daughter being sick, he made some improper conduct and we're receiving counseling for both our children and I need counseling too, and we just feel like we're coping and we can't live like this. Something really drastic. I don't want him to be a sex offender because he really is not. And I know that there's an age difference, and I realized that blank, whoever, I think that's the girl's name, was inappropriate that night. We didn't know. She didn't even. I mean, we had no inkling to what she was doing. She was like determined. She was going to do whatever it was, and I didn't know what it was. Hold on, what is? Oh, he says that Niles is that was it, right? In the middle of nowhere. Yikes. And then yeah. Julian Moss, man, we have the whole world in here right now. Yeah, and then Shark Tamer says that these parents make excuses. Shark Tamer said when Twink Toilet says my best friend's mom is dying from cancer.
I know this isn't an excuse. My best friend's mom is dying of cancer. Can you imagine like being this girl and when she finally like grows up and she's an adult and she looks back on that and realizes that her parents defended him. Well, there's no way he didn't know.
Yeah, there's no way. That's honestly why I believe that he said that when the cops came, his heart was beating. He knew because he knew he messed up. He thought that he was gonna go in there, do the little deed, and then that was it. But apparently not.
Her daughter adding, I feel nothing should.
So the court, I'm having difficulty hearing you, ma'am. The victim. Can my mom go first, please and thank you? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What do I say? I feel that nothing should happen to Zach. I mean, I don't know. I just, if you feel like something should, I feel like the lowest thing possible. I don't know. Okay, it says Judge. I'm the mother. Oh, okay.
It happened to Zach. But the judge condemned what he called a culture of meet, hook up, have sex, sayonara.
Oh man, hold on. Let me see if I can.
Culture of
okay. That hurts my eyes. Sorry. Let me see if I can back up. No, it's I've been going through counseling. Well, as we pointed out, you're not the only person to get into this situation via the internet. The internet's wonderful. Thank you, Al Gore. He actually says that. Judge, thank you, Al Gore, but it's also a danger. And this points out the danger of the internet. It also points out the danger of the culture we have now. You went online to use a fisherman's expression, trolling for women to have sex with. That seems to be part of our culture now. Meet, hook up,
have sex, sayonara. Totally inappropriate behavior. And sentenced him to 90 days in jail.
The hardest part.
That's the thing about me, like I don't think that people just going and meeting and hooking up, if that's what you want to do, like no shame, but people just need to be careful. It's so dangerous. You know what I mean? And people put themselves in situations like men and women should just not be out there just like, just hooking up with random people that you don't know. You just don't, like, maybe I just don't trust people. Part of me is like a germaphobe. I don't know.
The germaphobe part's very valid.
Yeah, but
You
I
look
just have
nasty.
to like really get to know a person first before being intimate. You know what I mean? But I know these people now. I don't know.
Probably.
Hey, like I said, do you? Hey, that's fine. To anyone hearing this, I'm not trying to be the immoral police. What I am saying is just in the same way that you look at the situation when you're driving. Is the weather good? Is the roads icy? Am I going to wear my seatbelt? Do the same thing when you're thinking about hooking up with the person.
For me was to see him being led away because he turned and looked at us. And it's like, we want to give him a hug. And you don't even have that opportunity.
Today, after 2.5 months of jail food, this is Zach's first taste of freedom.
With a smoothie. Right here.
Hey, you can't wait to drink that. Hold on, I want to take a picture of that.
I want to say that his parents are all wholesome and all, but I mean, dude, come on, man. Their son is a piece of trash. Oh, and just to double back, that woman and the other thing, she's a piece of trash too, because she actually had relations with a 14-year-old.
everyday errands no longer taken for granted.
There you go.
Look at you. New man.
So, Canada, is there no sun in Michigan? Like, dude, man, get out. Well, I guess he was in jail, so.
Good to be out. When you're locked inside.
Don't they get
for a
outside time
couple
though?
months, it's crazy to get outside.
Good luck.
I think so.
They get like rec
And now
time.
And for you guys who actually don't know, jail is okay. For the most part, there's jail and there's prison, right? If they put you away for longer than a year and a day, you go to prison. Anything under that's jail, but they can sentence you to jail like multiple times. So you can do like 8 months and do something wrong and end up getting extended time in jail. Jail's worse than prison, guys, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's just say McNuggets is, I don't know. Let's just say that she got caught with something, right? We don't want to actually take her to trial on a small drug charge, right? Because it's not worth the resources, and she might be able to get out of it, right? So what they do is make jail so uncomfortable that you'll want to get out of it. You want to find a way to go home. Oftentimes they don't turn the lights off. The food is terrible. The beds are horrible. They let more foolishness go on. Prison has things where like there's actually stuff to do because it's like long term. They don't have any of that in jail, right? So they want you to crack and just be like, oh, okay, I'll plead out, I'll go home. You know what I mean? And there's people that are innocent who will take a plea deal so they can get out of jail because jail is so miserable. So they'll admit to something they didn't do. It's crazy.
That he's out, he'll be living on his own for the first time. He's not allowed to live here at the family home because it's within 800 feet of a public boat ramp.
Oopsie.
Just shy of the 1,000-foot minimum.
What they're forcing him to do is to leave jail, go to a house, be by yourself.
As the day went on, the harsh reality of Zach's new life set in.
Lay it flat down like this.
His parents had to dip into their savings for legal fees and to buy Zach a fixer-upper on the other side of town that meets the distance requirement.
He knows where the house is.
Oh, they had to buy him a house. Oh, what a hard knock life.
But he's not ever been inside, so we're
He's
kinda
got it
excited
tough.
to show him that. And that may lift his spirits a little bit.
This is your crib, buddy. Walk you around the property a little bit here.
This is part of the property too.
All this?
Look at that. He someone help me, please help me.
So
He gets with a 14-year-old, goes to jail, and comes out with his own house. Wow.
I think that's a pretty severe punishment, if you ask
Wow.
me.
Man, oh man, oh man.
I would love to own a
All this
house.
yard's yours. You want to open this?
Sure.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
Here's your bedroom.
Floors
Yeah.
yeah.
No more 14-year-olds.
Show you the basement. There's no it's not finished.
Okay, I'm gonna build some ramps down here and skate. Have my own skate park down here.
What a
You know
douche.
who frequents
What a-
skate parks?
What a douche, dude.
I'm sure there's a lot of 14-year-olds at skate parks. Maybe that's not a great idea to have one in your basement.
Yeah, I think that's why he's trying to build it in the basement. Is because he can't go to skate parks anymore. As he said, it's like The Sims. Catwag said, if that's all I need to do to get a house, why didn't someone tell me?
I haven't skated in a while. Feels good.
It's his favorite activity, but because sex offenders are not allowed in public parks, finding a way to skate will be tough. Since he can't even use a computer, his budding career in computer science now disrupted.
I can't really have like an actual career. I'm gonna be
Oops.
Working a job but not doing something I enjoy doing.
How does it sit in your head to hear
Isn't it funny that that's what he's worried about the most, right? Like I still don't think that he understands the gravity of this, and that's how I think my problem with this whole thing is he doesn't think that he did anything wrong.
Right.
Like,
Well, he has all these people telling him that he
yeah,
did.
yeah, like that. Let me know, guys, do you see any type of remorse in this at all? Because he did do what the law said he did, and no one is saying that he did anything wrong, which is absolute clown world.
That your son is a registered sex offender.
It's totally bogus.
We don't see him that way. If our son's a sex offender, there's a lot of other people on that list like him, which dilutes the list and almost makes it meaningless.
Young men are told in high school, 15 is jailbait. Now, that's a slang term, but that's what young men are told.
Michigan State Senator Rick Jones helped.
Okay.
Who's this guy?
All right.
Yo, I've been taught as a young black person in America, never trust a guy who looks like this or sounds like this guy.
That's sage advice.
Man.
Look at that dude.
Well, 15 is jailbait. Now, that's a slang term, but that's what young men are told.
Michigan State Senator Rick Jones helped write the state's sex offender registry law. He says Zach should have been more careful.
Hey, I agree with them there. Like that's the thing that people don't understand. That's gonna always be that Republican. Their whatchamacallit, their high joker that they always play is that tough on crime, and the Democrats don't have that. And that's why that the Republicans, as a smaller group, they play on people that tough on crime plays on fear and gets the emotional response.
I think this guy's a little, the way that he said that his advice would be to be more careful, as though that's weird.
Next time, don't get caught.
Yeah, that's how it reads to me, because you don't need to be careful if you're you know that the person you're talking to is an adult.
That's true.
I would hope that somebody that was 19 years old would say, well, do you have a driver's license or something? You don't appear to be the appropriate age.
Man, it's crazy. It's like a split decision.
Show
like
me your
such
library
a small
card.
decision, you know what I mean? In your life can affect like everything
And you're just learning that now.
that you do.
Making matters worse for
Knucklehead.
Zach, Michigan does not provide an automatic defense for when a girl lies about her age.
If he engaged in this behavior
There shouldn't be.
20 minutes across the state line, he wouldn't have been charged at all.
The law, unfortunately, at this time in Michigan doesn't have the same protection as Indiana and 19 other states.
There will be plenty of people who say, listen, those.
How do they not? Is that how they didn't get the crossing state lines thing? Is because Indiana has protections against that?
I don't know, but like they say that like it's a bad thing to have that kind of.
Laws are on the books for a reason, to protect minors from sexual predators.
Well, remember, we're not talking about loosening the law. No one's indicating that somebody who preys on a young adult, in a predatory manner shouldn't be prosecuted. They absolutely
Young
should
adult.
be. This is an instance that you rarely get to say that the defendant had no criminal intent.
In the
That is bullshit. I try to not cuss because of the algorithm, but that is bullshit. To honestly think this guy didn't intend to do what he did. Come on, man. I don't believe it.
Our story first aired in
You know what? I don't even believe that girl in the first story, she knew that kid was young. 14-year-old boys don't look really grown,
No, they look like babies.
Media. More than 220,000 people have signed a petition supporting him.
Knuckleheads.
Just last month, a judge threw out Zach's sentence, and next Monday, the Andersons will head to court once again, this time for resentencing, where a new judge will determine Zach's fate.
We're hoping either to get a resentence. Obviously, our goal and our hope would be that charges could be dropped.
Not just
what
for Zach, but what they say are so many others like him.
We hope that they stop putting people on the sex offender registry like they're passing out traffic tickets.
Please. All right, guys. If they had a daughter that this happened to, do you think that they would be saying the same thing?
No.
They're only saying that because it's their son that it happened to.
And if we put this into perspective, this is a person who has graduated high school. She's in middle school.
Yeah.
That's an
yeah.
8th grader.
Yep.
14.
Because there are hundreds and hundreds of people that don't deserve to be on that list. They're just publicly shaming these people and our son for life.
As they
For
should be.
Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in Elkhart, Indiana.
Well, guys, we have an update here. Hold on.
Well, I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
I'm really gonna have to pause this a lot because this is. Hold on. This is not CNN. Look at this, dude. He has a face too that you just wouldn't tire of punching. You know,
He's got a very punchable face.
You guys are. I'm getting my cardio in today, guys.
Coming off of a Michigan sex offender registry. A Berrien County judge verbally agreed to that today.
What?
The Elkhart man was sentenced to 25 years on the registry after having consensual sex with a 14-year-old girl.
It wasn't consensual.
Consent to relations with a 14-year-old. This is completely insane.
Age. WSBT 22's Zach Crenshaw is at the live desk right now. And Zach,
Aunt Scorpio, welcome. Hello. Darling is here too. So we have New Zealand, we have the UK, and we have Germany in here. Crazy.
this has all happened pretty fast.
Just days ago, Zach got the
So
call.
for those who
Judge
just joined, we looked at a case of a female offender who who had a party when she was 19 and met a 14-year-old, and she had relations with him, and then the mom called, and now she's on the RSO for life. And now this is a story about a 19-year-old kid who met a 14-year-old and got caught up in that and went to jail, and now his parents are fighting to get him off the RSO because they're saying that the 14-year-old girl consented to being with him because she lied about her age.
Wiley had thrown out his sentence. That means Anderson now has a shot at staying off the registry altogether. The next step is getting him a youth status that would restore his future to what he hoped it would be.
It's always about the guy's future or the offender.
But prior appearances no longer mattered.
So the sentence is set aside. All those terms and conditions that were part of that sentence are now null and void. And
Man, this is why I would say that when it comes to like prosecuting predators, dude, that's like the part of my brain that's like right wing. Like I don't play. Like, throw the book at him, dude. I'm talking like law and order, because all of this, what this judge is saying is like on Charlie Brown. Wah 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 wah. It doesn't matter. None of this should matter, you know.
And we are beginning anew.
Berrien County Judge Angela Pasula is now in charge of Anderson's fate.
We just want to make sure that obviously the punishment fits the crime.
The crime was having sex.
He had a fitting punishment. What are you talking about?
And he got off light too.
Yeah.
17. Something attorney Scott Grable recently confirmed with a lie detector test.
Zach, of course, passed it. He believed that she was 17 years of age.
Anderson, who just turned 20, was sentenced to 5 years probation.
But even then, 19 and 17 is still ugh.
You know who he looks like there?
Who?
He looks like Austin Jones in that one clip.
Austin Jones.
He was a very famous YouTuber who was caught DMing like very young fans, asking for like videos of them in compromising positions, saying their age.
Okay. Wait, who was that one guy? That one Onision guy. He got caught up doing that too, right?
He so he would move in minors to his house. The most famous one is Sarah. She was like 15 or 16 when she moved in, and he waited until she was 18 to sleep with her. But his first girlfriend, Shiloh, was 17 and he crossed state borders to make sure that they were in a legal state where they could sleep together. And he was a full-grown adult.
Chris Hansen did a report on Onision, right?
Yeah, the documentary and everything.
Yeah. Shark Tamer, take it easy, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot about that part. He sues as many people as the Scientologists do.
He has a new set of guidelines.
You have a curfew. You have to be at home inside of your place of residence between 9:00 p.m. and 7:00 a.m. every day. You can use a computer, I'm going to indicate, for work or academic, school purposes, things like that.
The judge also agreed to take Anderson off the Michigan Sex Offender Registry, pending a formal request.
That was one of the big things. That's what we've been fighting for so long, is to get him off the registry.
The Andersons are still focused on getting Zach a more lenient youth status that would clear his record.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, but the Google's gonna always be there.
Yeah.
That's just the thing. Because remember that the Murphy, Texas, and the Fort Myers, they had to drop the charges, and yet you can still Google these dudes, and anytime that a job runs a background check or anything, this is gonna pop up.
That I think the judge is certainly going to treat him fairly and make a appropriate decision.
In the meantime, the former computer science major is just hoping to return to his normal life.
I'm looking forward to that, though, going back to college.
While Anderson will...
Wait, he called the cops on Chris Hansen?
You don't know?
What?
Yes.
There's a video of it. Hold on.
I believe there is. Did you know that he tried to sue Chris Hansen and he sued the wrong Chris Hansen and he showed up to court in a backwards bulletproof vest? Also, you might not want to show that on here.
Okay.
Onision's very well known for flagging content that shows his face. So that you might want to either look that later or have something on the screen while you look at it, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
So can you just explain to people who don't know who Onision is, who he is?
Yeah, so he was a really big YouTuber back in the early or late 2000s. He got really popular with the I'm a Banana video, had several channels with over 1 million followers, and he ended up getting in trouble because he had a history of grooming minors. Essentially, there was Billy, who I think she had either just turned 18 or she was 17 or something. There was Sarah, who he moved into his house. Him and his husband Kai and Onision would groom them together, and now Onision currently is being sued by another girl that they groomed, Regina, in the civil court for grooming her.
That's crazy.
There's so much content and deep dives into him. You can find tons of videos that are very informative about it.
There is a video. There's this one. Look, no, this is Vice. I think that I'm gonna. I don't want to show that. But there are guys that call themselves non-offending, pedos. So they're like, yeah, even though I feel it in my mind, I don't do it. So I should be able to, and I can't find the video that I was trying to find it. And the guy that was doing the interview, right? He had an eye patch and a hook for a hand. I'm like, yikes, dude. Should you be the spokesman for anyone? So, but okay, this is another video that I found, guys. And this is basically a Canadian video about female offenders, predators. And I guess, let me see here.
On the morning of September 12th, 1997, RCMP officers arrived with a search warrant at the Northern British Columbia trailer where 19-year-old Crystal Hendricks lived with her 38-year-old husband, James Bennett.
What? Did you... 19? What?
Thinking disturbing reports that had come into the detachment over a 2-year period, officers feared for the lives and safety of area teens.
I first became aware of the case, actually. The RCMP in town here are very good with allowing the media to go and check the log from the night before. And I had noticed that there was a notation in the log, the RCMP log, about child prostitution. The lid was kept on it fairly tight. And then they sent a news release out in September 1997 that they'd made an arrest of 2 Willow.
Darling, are you talking about the movements? Are you talking about the NAMBLA thing? What's it called? The North American Man Boy Love Association? That was like a thing from like in the 80s and the 90s. It was nuts. Like there's all these guys that were like, yeah, we think that young boys can actually consent and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
I just remember the South Park episode about it.
Yes, MAP. That's it. Minor attractive persons. Yuck. Yeah. Ugh. That's a thing. Have you heard of that?
I have.
Like that? Okay. Nothing drives me crazier than when people try and prey on people's goodwill and understanding. So there's people who are of a certain who are part of society, like part of the LGBT plus community, who honestly need like understanding, and then there's these people that are trying to piggyback on that.
And it sets the LGBT community back because there are people that already don't like that community that assume that we are like open arms to these weirdos. Like
it's absolutely mind-boggling. And the craziest part is all these professors that are like, I'm from such and such, and if we consider, same-sex relationships the same, then we should be able to say that a child adult. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
no,
man,
that's not how that works.
What?
The River people, Crystal Hendricks and James Darren Bennett.
In a back room of the mobile home, officers discovered a crude video editing suite.
Oh no.
When one of them hit play on a VCR, the screen came to life with the image of Crystal Hendricks sexually abusing a 3-year-old boy.
What?
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Later on the same tape, a 9-year-old girl.
That's when they first started to realize the enormity of what they had discovered here, because the entire house was closed-circuit wired. There was a small camera they discovered in the light fixture in the ceiling, and then they subsequently discovered it was a 2-way mirror. And there was a camera inside the bedroom.
That is terrible.
On the other side of this mirror, so the whole place was wired.
Was the childlike teenager on the tapes a guiltless victim of her domineering husband, or a female sexual predator responsible for initiating sexual abuse?
I think there's a stat that says like 48 to 49% of people involved in trafficking women are women. Like there's madams and then the people who lure them in, those are women that are like involved in the business. And the reason why I was trying to point this out is we have to, if you're going to protect yourself, you got to know all the threats, right? So you might think that your daughter at the mall is okay. I mean, run from all that weird looking guy. But this young girl who walks up to her, hey, you want to be friends? My friend over there wants to meet you too. She could be just as dangerous as that Donald Morrison looking dude, So
yeah, you never know.
It was a disturbing question that rocked the community's perception of the gentler sex. We view women as nurturing, caring, innocent. They are our mothers, our sisters, our grandmothers. The concept of women as sexual predators is alien to us. As a society, we prefer to deny that such women exist. When stories of sexual abuse by women make headlines...
Has everyone heard of the Ken and Barbie doll slayers? Have you heard of them?
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember much about
was
it.
Let me see. Ken and Barbie. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Paul Bernardo. Let me share the screen. This is them. Yeah, this is them, and they call them that because they were like blonde and cute and beautiful, blah blah. So this guy was demented, man. And then she helped him do this. She even helped him uh uh delete her own little sister.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he's in jail for life, but she got out early. She's actually out right now. You know what I mean? Like she's out
Yeah.
walking around, changed her name, dyed her hair, and and then she would help him get targets, It's crazy. And it would be nice if someone were to have told those girls, look, don't trust anybody. Any stranger who comes up to you, hey, how you doing, little girl? No.
They are viewed as isolated incidents. The women are often thought of as victims rather than offenders.
McNuggets, have you noticed now that like every other day, there's a report of a female teacher that's with one of her students? Like it's everywhere now, right?
I think it is a case of it's just now starting to become more normal to talk about it and like see it as a crime. I think it's been happening for a long time. We're just
Okay.
hearing about it more.
I also think that with social media now, there's text messages and Instagram and all of that now. So there's an actual paper trail,
That too.
So, yep. Oh, he said, look, John Dunn says that he grew up in the neighborhood where Paul Bernardo was from. Yikes. Yeah, and he did get along with it he got away with it for so long. Yeah, if you can, they have a lot of really good documentaries on this guy, and they even have his interrogations on YouTube. So maybe we'll have a live and actually react to that. So, and guys, the link is in the chat for anyone else who wants to join in on the conversation. Let me drop it here one more time. Here we go, and we'll watch a couple more minutes of this.
And if the target of the abuse is a boy, his experience will likely be celebrated as an early sexual initiation.
Yep.
There is even doubt among some professionals that women are capable of experiencing deviant sexual arousal. But recent studies reveal that sexual abuse by women is much more common than was previously believed. It's one of the most underreported criminal offenses in our society.
That's true. And Canada seems to be the only country that I've seen in the West that actually talks about this.
And in the rare case that it is reported, the woman responsible for the abuse is unlikely to be charged.
Crazy story, guys. I know a woman that I used to work with in straight out of college, and she worked at a little cafe in Seattle, and this nice guy named Ted, he used to come in and every Tuesday and eat breakfast. She would serve him breakfast. It was Ted Bundy, dude. What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, she knew him. It was crazy. Like, oh yeah, he was a nice guy. Because he was at University of Washington for a while. So, but my friend, she was a brunette, but she bleached her hair blonde since she was young. So she always had blonde hair, right? And yeah, she was like, I saw him in the news and I couldn't believe it. But she knew Ted Bundy for a long time. Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
That's scary.
Usually know their victims and most often are related by blood. Through the abuse, they are satisfying their own needs ahead of those of the child. They are anything but innocent.
But I'm going to drop the link to this documentary here. I'll drop this in the chat, but I'll put this on the community tab too, because this is actually really, really, really good. And there's a native guy on here too who talks about himself being victimized. But John says the cops couldn't do anything because the license plate wasn't an exact match, but probably the victim didn't see the exact plate. So I guess we sort of accuse the cops of not doing their due diligence. Yeah, and I think that It's the same reason why they say Ted Bundy got away with it. It's because he didn't fit the profile. He's a a charismatic, quote unquote, good looking white dude, right? And in the same way that they say that the reason why Jeffrey Dahmer got away with it is not because he was that good looking, but it's who you are, and it's also who you victimize too. Dahmer victimized gay black men, so like no one cared, Or there's another documentary that I just watched where this guy, he was in Toronto, and he was deleting gay men also, and like no one cared because so it's about who you are and also who you victimize. So if you're out there deleting homeless people, LGBT people, any type of minorities, the elderly, the sick, then the cops are just gonna be like,
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I was just gonna say, like with Dahmer in particular. I mean, in most cases of serial killers, there's always some sort of like gross police negligence. Dahmer is a great example. There was the guy who was like, it was a 14-year-old boy.
Who had gotten away, but then Dahmer guy took him back.
No, the cops brought him back to Dahmer.
Yeah. And it's really, really weird being from the Northwest, because a lot of serial deleters come from the Northwest. We have like Green River, BTK, Ted Bundy. Who else?
I'm happy to be from the South.
Yeah. There's a lot of them from up there. So I'm not one of them, guys.
I swear.
That's just what one of them would say, So.
The modus operandi, I guess you could say, was in a lot of cases the babysitting, because they had a young baby at the house, and so they would lure younger girls and boys to the house under the pretext of babysitting for them, and then they would subsequently become drugged, and then they would be abused.
One of Henrik's first victims was Tammy. She was 13 years old when the abuse started.
She came to my house and said that she wanted me to babysit for her. And I've done lots of babysitting jobs before, so I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, and they don't even imagine being this young girl. You're not even prepared, because the whole stranger danger thing always says there's a guy. Don't talk to this strange man, right? Then you put in don't talk to this strange woman. They're like, well, why would I not talk to her? So.
Whatsoever, especially her being a mother herself.
As a result of the police search and victims' reports, Bennett and Henriks were charged with a combined 29 counts, including 11 charges of sexual abuse.
29 counts. That is nuts.
September 1997, she was making her first court appearance. And I remember the first time I saw her, they brought her down from the cells on the second floor into the courtroom, into the prisoner's dock. And I was immediately flabbergasted because she looked so innocent. She was so slight, small, and her.
They do that on purpose. They will actually lawyers will get you an outfit. Like, you notice that they give most defendants glasses, because people see people with glasses as being more intelligent. I don't want to say weak, but not intimidating, or more like not evil or not capable of wrongdoing. And they will give them with men, they'll give them like a suit. With women, they'll put their hair up in a little bun and give them like the little just these kind of like Susie Homemaker type of look. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Build and so young.
Also, I have to get off, but this was a lot of fun. Thank you for letting me hop on here for a little bit.
Thanks for jumping on. And like I said, I like doing this type of TCAP adjacent stuff only because it kind of adds to the conversation. And I'm going to have a different channel in the Discord for female predators and the adjacent stuff. But yeah, so I appreciate it, and thanks. Have a good one, okay?
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
She can't be a sex offender. It's impossible. Initially, you would hear murmurings around the community that perhaps she was only 19 years old. She was married to a 37-year-old.
Yeah.
Perhaps there was some sort of coercion there. Perhaps she was.
He said, "You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?" He punches him, and then remember the fake teeth pop out of his hands. Oh man, dude, Jack Nicholson was the best Joker. Fight me, I don't care. He was my favorite, man.
Was a victim of an older man. And as things progressed, that became less and less the case. You could hear murmurings that she was just as much a party to this as he was. So
What?
the perception changed. It was a subtle progression, but it changed.
He said, "Brand new and improved Joker products. Love that Joker." You might ask yourself, where can you get these Joker products? That's the gag. You probably already got them.
Crystal Henricks falls into the category of sexual co-offender, one of 3 profiles used to define the behavior of female sexual predators. The co-offender is the most likely to come to the attention
They
of
mentioned
the co-offender is the
Paul
most
Bernardo.
Older man. And as things progressed, that became less and less the case. You could hear murmurings that she was just as much a party to this as he was. So the perception changed. It was a subtle progression, but it changed.
Crystal Henricks falls into the category of sexual co-offender, one of
See?
3
There you go.
profiles
Yep.
used to define the behavior of female sexual predators. The co-offender is the most likely to come to the attention of the authorities. Dr. Randy Atkinson has worked with sexual offenders in British Columbia for 20 years and does psychological assessments of those charged before they go to trial.
That must be quite the job, dude. I hope that they're paying him enough. Ugh.
A type of offender is the co-offender situation. And this type of situation generally occurs when the female, while she commits sexually abusive acts, does so because of her relationship with a male. And often what we see in those kinds of cases is that the female herself is in an abusive relationship, and her sexually abusive acts are perpetrated primarily at the instigation of the male partner.
Huh. So basically, they're trying to say, oh, it's because she was abused. And so then come on, dude. I just think that some people are just bad people. And then they just find each other and do bad things. Because that argument, it takes the accountability from her and says, oh, well, if she hadn't have been in this relationship, then she wouldn't have done it or wouldn't have been capable of doing it, which I think is total and complete BS.
Although the most common reason female co-offenders cite for participating in the abuse is fear of their male partner, affection, fun, and pleasure are also on the list. The co-offender places her relationship with her male partner ahead of the needs of the child being victimized. However, after first abusing with a partner, a new pattern may emerge.
There is some indication that can occur, that individuals who were not females who were not sexual offenders, prior to becoming involved in a co-offending relationship, then do go out and continue their abuse independent of their partner.
After her arrest, Crystal Henricks claimed to have been in a drugged stupor during the abuse and
the whole time, huh?
And denied all responsibility. But during the police investigation, it became increasingly clear that Henricks located the victims, transported them to Willow River, administered the drugs, and engaged in acts of sexual abuse against them.
What?
When police first saw
That's crazy, and that's why they should say stranger danger with so she located them, took them there, drugged them, and did stuff to him too. That is absolutely insane. I mean, what do we even say to that? You know, like it I don't know.
Tammy on videotape. They couldn't detect signs of life for several minutes.
Luna says, if having a bad relationship makes you go after kids, I think you have a problem. That is absolutely true.
And feared that they had acted too slowly in making the arrests.
Well, after we got out to the residence, there was no child there. And she started making me drinks and asking me if I wanted more drinks. And then after about a couple hours, I started to feeling sick. And then she offered me some blue pills and said they were butterfly pills to help ease my stomach pain.
That they were butterfly pill. What are those? Butterfly pills? I don't know if that means.
And then it just seemed that every time I take butterfly pills that they were supposed to make me feel better, and then I'd fall asleep. So I started getting suspicious.
RCMP officers were faced with the difficult job of locating the victims on the tapes to inform them.
Can you imagine, guys? And I think that we'll end this part here, but we can revisit this. I always say props to the forensics guys because they have to go through and watch all of the child porn. They got to watch it all and catalog it all. Or if there's some child porn ring, they have to get all the guys' computers, go over all the pictures, go over all of it. They have to watch it all. Now that is just not something that I would wish on anyone at all. So guys, here let's shift gears here. And this is, if anyone knows Walls, he's a really, really funny pills to get rid of butterflies in your stomach, aka probably roofies. What? Okay. I mean, yeah, they probably did roofie her, which sucks. But so Walls, he's a very, very prominent TCAP a reactor also, and he has his best arrests video, and it has a whole bunch of views, and I swear I've added like 700 views to this because all these arrests are pretty funny. So let's just go over this quick, and I can say where they rank on mine. So I don't think that he puts them in any particular order. But here's the link if anyone wants to call in and talk trash about these idiots getting arrested. But let's just jump into this.
Kelly makes a run.
Yeah, there he is. Eugene Kelly. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Oh man, and look at him trying to run on the beach.
Run for it with the police in hot pursuit, but he doesn't get far.
What do you do? I'm trying to get my crap. Let go of the keys. No, they're my keys.
Let go of the keys. Oh man, that's great. That is television right there.
All right.
Stop resisting. I'm not resisting. And helping himself to a drink.
Oh, there's R.I.P. Wallen. R.I.P. man. R.I.P.
So where are you coming from?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
He just pours it back in there.
Oh yeah, so there probably was a lot of traffic, huh?
You have a towel.
As the doctor looks for a towel,
Just answer.
spots Dateline's camera crew.
I gotta take off. Sir, I need to talk to you.
What do you say? You guys, has anyone? This guy actually thinks in all of these that they're just gonna walk away or run away and get away with it. And who watched Game of Thrones where Ramsay Bolton goes, if you think that this has a happy ending, then you haven't been paying attention.
For a minute.
He runs, but he doesn't get very far.
Oh.
Not the glasses. Not the
Get his keys. I wasn't doing anything. Oh man, I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, his whole life comes crashing down.
It is keys. What's doing it?
And like all the other men caught in this investigation,
No more cameras, please.
Oh no, that's Eugene right there.
Chris,
I can't keep you here. If you want to go, you can go.
as he leaves the beach, police come running towards him.
down. All right, come on.
All right. Oh gosh. All right.
Down, all the way down. Oh, jeez. Please. Oh, God. Why did I do this? Why?
He's got a cop's knee in his back. Why did I do this? Why?
Stop. Come on. Don't.
Yeah. So guys, I put a link to the guy. This decoy was interviewed by a guy who talks about true crime and prison stuff on his podcast. It's really good. I'll drop the link again. But she's older. She's grown up now. She's divorced. She has 3 kids, and she was saying that she saw that Sathinder guy in the gym, like right before she left California. She was in the gym doing her cardio, and he was on the treadmill, like 3 treadmills down from her. So,
Don't you want to hang out in the hot tub?
no.
Or it could be that they've seen our investigations and become suspicious.
Darling, so what time is it there? One of the best lines from Game of Thrones. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off topic here, but who do you think was worse, Ramsey or Joffrey? Right? Because people try and argue both, but Ramsey was a bastard, and he had all this like stuff. Joffrey, he was just a piece of trash, and he had absolute power too. So I think Joffrey was worse, and also the guy that played Ramsey has gone on to do other things, whereas that kid that played Joffrey had to like stop acting for a long time because everyone hated him so much. He said, "Look back."
Oh my God! Put your hands
There-
up. Put your
I've been trying to find this guy forever. Who is this guy? Guys, this is the best line in TCAP history. Right here, right? Here we go.
Come on. Don't you want to hang out in the hot tub?
No.
Or it could be that they've seen our investigations and become suspicious.
Oh my God! Put your hands up. No!
God. Oh man, you can see the laser for the taser. The taser laser on his chest. Watch.
Suspicious.
You can see it right there. Right
Oh
there.
my God!
Yeah, right there on his chest, dude. If anyone knows this guy's name, please tell me. Drop it in the chat. Father, son, if you hear this, and if you're out there, I know that you're probably busy. Please drop this guy's name because I've been dying to find this guy forever. Doug MPA is in the building. What's going on, my friend?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, we're looking at best arrests.
Yeah, best arrests.
So I've always thought about arrests. You know you're not supposed to be there, and because a lot of guys they have a little bit of a suspicion, but they can't help themselves, right?
Mm.
Then the arrest actually happens, and could you imagine those moments? Like when do you think it truly sets in? When they get tackled to the ground?
When they're at the police station.
You think?
It has
So-
to be, because even the whole car ride home, they're like not at the police station or the Hall of Justice or whatever yet. But once they're in that interrogation room, in that chair, and that Kentucky chick is talking to them.
Who is the guy that was like, the fat guy that was like to the cameraman, you get a little laugh. you'd be laughing at guys
Oh,
like me, huh?
Scooby Doo.
Oh, yeah. Could you
He's
imagine?
coming here soon too. Yeah. He's like there goes Dateline again. You guys got to try and laugh. I mean, you got to stop laughing, right? See people in this effed up situation.
Because I believe in when you face tragedy that there are phases. You know what I'm saying? And the acceptance phase of something like this, I don't know what's worse is like it happening or having to accept that it happened. Oh, the worst. Because I've had friends that have gotten DUIs, and they told me I've never gotten a DUI, but I've had friends that have, and they told me about sitting in the drunk tank. Can you imagine sitting in the pedo tank? Oh no! Oh.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put down on your knees.
Oh my God.
Why don't you explain that to me?
What kind of jacket is he wearing?
After the 43-year-old makes a quick exit.
He's 43 and he's wearing a Letterman jacket?
Is that Burr?
Police
Oh, they
arrested.
made him drop his
Try to
beard.
keep him quiet. But Murray cannot seem to stop crying.
Here, I gotta get the truck back.
God. Oh no.
Fuck this show, dude. I swear I love this show. Oh man. You guys. Let's see that one more time in slow motion.
Murray
Alex.
cannot seem to stop crying.
He said
What did Cartman say? Oh yeah, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Oh yeah.
Look, the detective shushed him. He goes, shh, watch.
But Murray cannot seem to stop crying.
Hold on. So Candace says, when I was arrested, it didn't fully set in until I was in the jail cell. And he says I was not arrested for being a predo.
Here, I gotta get the truck back.
Hang out here.
Oh, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Matt, this was funny because Chris is hanging out in the backyard behind this curtain and jumps out like Jason at the end of the first Friday the 13th.
Is he right over there? But talking is not what he has in mind.
Run, Jason, run!
Here it is.
Run! Is this when they tase him?
He doesn't respond fast enough. The result is a teaser shot. Meanwhile, back at the house, men
fucking guy, dude. Now they have Twink toilet on here too.
What was the one where they had so many people coming at the same time that they had to they didn't even have the time to take him to booking? They had to hide him in the shed in the backyard or something like that. Which one was that?
I forget which sting that was. I think that was the same one with slave to mistresses, because they had a lot of guys show up at the same time. They had like 3 or 4 guys show up at the same time once. So
and continue to show up.
Just real quick, what I always wonder with that one, because there's a point where there's like 4 or 5 cars out front.
Yeah. Well, people just think there's just cars. I don't know, on the street or whatever.
How you doing?
Because I'm not there, the decoy.
Evil McNuggets did the Twink toilet impression earlier. Or was that yesterday? That was no, it was earlier today. They did my friend's mom is dying from cancer,
Invites a suspect to come up to the house.
So why'd you lock the door?
Which gives the Murphy police the chance to move in.
Get on the
What?
ground.
Okay.
Get on the ground.
Oh.
And place him under arrest.
Here, I got handcuffs.
Yes,
We
you
have a
are.
lot to talk about, you and I.
Look at this guy. This is a guy who works for Nickelodeon.
Why don't you just have a seat right there, please?
AJ, pause it real quick.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they had an explanation? They had to explain why they throw people on the ground because people were like, "Why are you so rough with those people?" And one of the sheriffs was like, because we don't know if they have a weapon, we don't know if they're armed or what." But after one of the seasons, people wrote in and were asking why they had to manhandle the people so roughly. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I know that the ones in Florida, they were saying that, look, it's really easy to get a firearm in Florida. So they just have to assume that, that people might be packing some heat,
And then just one more thing. Speaking of that, who was that guy that they pulled over before he got to the house? He was driving like a Ford Expedition or like a Ford Explorer, and he had a freaking arsenal in his car. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I think that was one of the Florida ones too. Anyone who remembers that, let me know. But dude had all those weapons in his car. Yeah, guys, please remember to hit the like button on the stream before we finishing up this video in just a little bit.
No, seriously. You're going to want to clock me.
What did he dye his hair that color? His hair?
Have a seat.
Yeah, you just remember vitamin C? As
Isn't that the
we
guy with the red?
go
Oh, that's
we remember. You remember? He has like vitamin C colored hair.
Right there, please. Okay. I need you. No, seriously. You're going to want to clock me. Trust me on this. Now, you work at Nickelodeon, huh? No. You don't. What's your name?
Those cops had to run from across the street, man. That's some dedication.
Get on your knees. Put your hands behind your head. Back your head. On your knees. Both knees.
And one thing I've always
in my mind is why he became so.
Just pause it real quick. So one of the things I like when they do the interrogations is they have to explain to them, because people think that physical acts with the decoy would be the crime, but when they explain to them that they committed the crime before they even got there, that's one of my favorite parts too. It's like, you come into the house, it's pretty much it's the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
but you already sealed your fate by the chat itself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Emotional.
Smith later pleaded no contest to 2 counts.
He died at Nickelodeon.
An attempted lewd act upon a child in attempting
guy.
to send harmful
The Harris County Sheriff's
There's
Department
Scooby-Doo!
was set up in like a playroom or game room next to our house. By the time he got ready to go, the Harris County Sheriff's Department and the rest of the task force agents were in position to make the arrest.
On the ground. Get down on the ground now. Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. God, don't take me to jail.
Say then you're
There's good old Marvin. Marvin's gonna be coming this week, guys. Trust me.
free to walk out that door where you stripped naked and walked in. You can keep the towel.
That's the guy. That's the guy where the chat. He's like, because he took off his clothes in the garage, right?
He said you could keep the towel.
Yeah,
Disdain, disgust. I don't even know what another D is, but Chris Hansen has about had it right here, man.
Disdain, disgust, and disappointment.
And disappointment.
I'll just leave it in the laundry. That's fine.
I never hear that part. Look, he's like insulted that he would tell him to keep the towel.
You can keep the towel.
I'll just leave it in the laundry. That's fine.
Once he gets his clothes back on, he walks outside and is arrested by that camouflaged officer.
I'm gonna have to hop off, AJ, but
all right,
it's always good
take
hanging
it,
with you. Okay,
take it easy, bud.
Bye bye.
It's time to move out, and the Flagler Beach police move in.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
I didn't do anything. Come on, dude. I didn't do anything. I did not do anything yet.
I didn't do anything yet. I didn't do anything yet. Oops.
I didn't do anything. I did not do anything.
Chase Harp, what's going on, my friend? From East Texas, we have the UK in the house. We have Germany in the house. We have New Zealand in the house. And then we all know that Texas is its own country, right, Chase? I'm just joking.
Anything yet?
Runs out the door as soon as he sees me. He's running. And gets tackled by investigators.
Ooh. I just did this guy last week, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this artwork right here. Look at the beauty of this. Look at this busted headed idiot, man. I wish that they'd slammed him on the other side just to make it equal, so it's symmetrical, you know. Oh yeah, that's Luna. I've been saying this same thing. You know that dude in this ghillie suit had that thing in his locker room. It's like, one day, one day I'm going to be able to use this thing. One day. And then they're like, hey, Chris Hansen's in town. He's like, yes. As a Mortal Kombat theme, it has begun, you know? Starts playing.
As the detective interrogates Bodner, it's clear he's not admitting to anything.
How old did he say he was?
Never really did.
Sure he did.
Sure he did.
You know why I know? Because I got all the logs, all the chat logs. I even got the pictures you sent. The naked picture.
Sheriff's deputies order him to stop.
There he is. Mr. Garrett. Mr. Garrett, I'm going to lose everything I have.
Finally, an officer's taser knocks him to the ground. After he's arrested, he's able to explain it to the Murphy Police Department.
There he is, guys. There he is.
Waiting outside.
Get on the ground.
My back. My back. My back, please. Please. Please.
Face down on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Look, he just pops a squat.
All the way down.
My back hurts. Please. Please. Get your hand on my back. I swear. Just get in. Oh, thank you.
I'm extremely sorry, sir.
I appreciate that.
And I hope I don't go to jail or anything.
Okay, does anyone remember? Because I was watching this dude's segment. What is that logo? That's not Split, is it? That's not Free World. Man, I'm blanking. Is that one that starts with an A? I forget on all my DVS. Yeah, all the 2000s, snowboarding, skateboarding brands. There was like Hurley, Volcom, Quicksilver, where else? Element, Burton. Yeah. DVS. Yeah.
I hope I don't go to jail or anything. Thank you.
But he will end up in jail tonight.
He's coming out.
The police from the Ocean County
Here we go.
Prosecutor's office move in and arrest him.
Please don't move.
He tried to go for the door. He was gonna run back into the house.
Lay flat.
And it's dark out there. Look, and they're all dressed in black, like ninjas, dude. Seriously.
Lay flat.
And that is, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults.
Yeah, I remember Billabong. Billabong was the very first Chase Harp and John, who was the first skateboarding, snowboarding brand to go? I think they one of them went to Walmart and they sold out. I think it was Quicksilver. And then also to Payless. That was the first time I remember seeing like skater shoes in Payless. Was DC, man. Yeah, we used to wear those too. Man, those are comfortable shoes too. Yeah, Billabong. There was Hurley, there was Burton, there was Quicksilver, there was Element, there was a couple other ones. Yeah. Funny story. And I'll get back to the video in a minute. I knew a girl whose mother used to date this guy back in the 70s, and she used to date this guy who used to draw shoes all the time. And she was like, "Well, you always draw shoes. You're a dork. You're just an idiot. What are you doing?" And she broke up with him. Turns out that this guy co-founded Airwalk. So she broke up with this guy who's like a bajillionaire now, all because he wanted to make shoes for a living, and he invented Airwalk. Oops,
Who try to meet children online for sex. If there's
Echo with David Schumacher.
anything else you'd like to tell us?
Just walks outside into the hands of the Flagler Beach police.
Just walk.
You got
any weapons on you?
All right, that's a candor. Take it easy.
Oh, why don't you have a seat?
I wasn't here to test it.
Yeah, I know what this was. I just went to test it. That's all.
Okay, noted, sir.
I knew what it was.
What do you think it was?
Nothing.
He heads out the door, right into the arms of the Harris County Sheriff's Department.
I knew what it was. I wasn't doing anything.
As our investigations through the back,
He has a really good interrogation too. So I'll see if I can find it.
door, and the police are waiting.
Get on the ground! On the ground!
I knew this was going to happen when Dateline was in there.
But and we're doing a story on men who try to meet underage kids online for sex.
Abdallah.
Man, oh man. Did he abscond also? I think that we were in the middle of this segment when YouTube yeeted us off of the first live stream. So I'm not quite sure if I remember.
Doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Outside, the Flagler Beach police are racing into position. Thinking he's going to run.
Look at that. He actually tried to run. Oh. You guys, I swear. Father, son, what is going on? Father, son. Oh man, I need your help. I need your help. Here, let me just do this last here. Hey, we are at 7 minutes 47 seconds. And anyone who, if you want to call in, we'll do about a couple more minutes here. But father, son, I need your help. Who is this guy?
Or it could be that they've seen our investigations and become suspicious.
Oh my God!
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Go down on your knees.
Oh my God, no! Oh man, because I've been trying to look for this guy forever, and I don't know his name. That kid that had meth in his vehicle. Remember, he pulled the bottle. Oh, the I am so dirty. I am so dirty. I remember him. Look at me, man. I am so dirty. I didn't even wash my hair. I didn't even take a shower. Yes, I will write that down as a request from you, my friend. Let me just Let me just make a little note and write that down. And yeah. I didn't even take a shower. And then he whips that big old bottle of vodka out of his pants. It's like, dude, how did that stay there? Well, where was that? How? Okay, all right. Father Son said that that he doesn't quite remember. I'll have to was it Urban? Was that his name? Let me see. Urban TCAP. Let me see. I'll have to find him. But yeah, that is one of my favorite
kids online
moments, man.
Down
Look,
hard.
this idiot tried to run.
Give me your belongings and heads to the door, apparently
here
thinking
we
the
go,
worst
guys.
is over. Because of the possibility that Patterson...
Guys, this is proof that the best things in life are free. And guys, this things just come together to just give us these moments so we can enjoy over and over again that bring us all together. There's the moon landing, you know. There's the what's it called, the concert with Queen and them. What was it called? The UNICEF or whatever. And then there's this moment right here. This ranks up there, guys.
Patterson is armed. An officer acts more quickly than usual, calling out to him as soon as he opens the door.
Sheriff's office.
Patterson steps back into the house, and an officer shoots him with a taser gun. Only one probe stays attached, so the taser is unable to shock him and drop him to the ground.
Oh man, and he was trying to be all Billy Badass. I'm a lieutenant and I'm a detective and I'm this and that, rah rah. And then he comes running in screaming. And you know these cops hate him even worse because he was like besmirching the name of the police. You know, like, oh, we're gonna get this son of a bitch. You know,
to the ground.
Roll over.
Four still appears confused, but Khan clearly knows what's coming.
You know, I was thinking about doing both these guys on a live at the same time, but this dude's chat log, Slave to Mistresses, his chat log is so disgusting. Like, okay, so for all you guys who are new, I try to not read all the sex stuff, right? Because all the funny parts are fine, but I'm not gonna sit there and read you guys lines about, you know, balls and boobs. You know what I'm saying? That's just not what I choose to do. And I certainly am not gonna read pages and pages of him asking the decoy to take a dump on his face. I mean, that's so I'll have to put the videos about both these guys separately, obviously. But yeah, be warned that if you're looking for an entire reading of this guy's chat log, yeah, no, you're not going to hear me talking about poop and pee. You know, it's just not happening.
We're both going to get arrested, I think.
What?
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 I'm very sorry about this. I just want to make things right. I feel really bad about this.
Okay.
Oh look,
I appreciate that.
he has a Billabong shirt on, guys. Look. Hold on.
I just want to make things right. I feel really bad about this.
Yeah, there it is.
I appreciate that. Khan leaves as 4 follows shortly after. Outside, the Flagler Beach police are waiting.
Out here on the ground. On the ground.
And the funniest part about this guy, they don't him and then the guy who we just saw. I don't do this stuff. They don't even like wipe the sand or the rocks off their face. Slave to Mistresses is his entire investigation. He still has crap on his face from when they stuck him in the sand.
Now. Everybody back. You know what? I don't want
Yeah,
this cookie
there he
until I
is.
get to the beach.
Come here, just 1 second, sir.
Dude, at least eat the rest of the cookie, man.
But generic white male won't be going to the beach today. As he
Now watch, here we go. He trips.
heads out the back, he stumbles off the porch right into the arms of the Fort Myers Police Department. The police quickly take him down to the ground.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline
Please, sir, do not take my life.
NBC, and we're doing a story. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say.
And he's a sergeant too, man, in the Army. Oops.
We'd like to hear it. Otherwise, you're free to walk right onto this house.
I'm not a predator, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
The soldier is free to leave, but remains kneeling. Perhaps.
I mean, Chris Hansen's tall. He's like 6'1", but this dude's like 5'4".
Because he knows what will happen next.
Aren't you gonna finish your sweet tea, dude? Come on.
Eventually, he gets up and, with his head hanging low, heads for the front door. But he's not on his feet for long.
Down.
There's different cuts of this, guys. Like there's two different. There's the raw, and I think that there's the regular one. And the one that I watch a lot doesn't have this
long.
part.
Down.
The tears keep
Oh man, guys! If there's anyone that we can point at and mock, it's gonna be these guys.
Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground! Oh, please, God! Please, sir! Get on the ground!
This is the oh Lord guy.
Your hand. Oh, Lord.
You guys, I'm laughing so much. I'm sweating over here. Oh man. Oh Lord.
I think these are among.
Get on the ground now!
Oh man, you guys. Oh well. You guys, on that note, I think we're gonna shut this down. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, guys, I'll drop the link for you right now. I'm gonna start adding some more features in there, but we just have some regular general discussions about things. But we're gonna have some specific threads for different topics and different things. So give me one moment. Feel free to join. And Jace, we're gonna do a whole I have big plans for Lauren Armstrong. Like it's gonna be huge. Jeff, Sokol, and Lauren are gonna be like big milestones / big things, because Sokol is a piece of trash, and then Armstrong is truly like it's just hard to wrap your head around the complete idiocy that is Lauren Armstrong. So, all right, you guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all those who called in. There's going to be a couple more videos this week. Last week, I got a new setup, so I was setting up my new computer. So there was a couple days I couldn't make videos. But yes, Liverpool Cat Lady, I will make you a deal. Okay, we're gonna do the Jeff Sokol live reaction party soon. I have the chat log, we have the interrogation, we have the clip, but you have to call in. How about that? Deal? Good. Deal. So, all right, you guys. I appreciate you all. You guys are the best. And I am out of here.